Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the F1 world lately: Red Bull's surprisingly slow start to the 2026 season. Now, if you're like me, you probably thought, how does a team with Max Verstappen and a dominant track record suddenly find themselves playing catch-up? Well, Red Bull's technical director, Pierre Waché, recently shed some light on this, and it's not just one reason, it's a combination of factors that, honestly, make a lot of sense when you step back and think about it. First off, Waché pointed out that their rivals, particularly Mercedes and Ferrari, simply outperformed them during the off-season. Personally, I think this is a humbling reminder that even the best teams can get outmaneuvered. What makes this really interesting is how it highlights the razor-thin margins in F1. You know, it's not like Red Bull forgot how to build a car overnight. It's more about how their competitors raised the bar so high that even a slight misstep can cost you dearly. But here's the thing, Waché also admitted that part of the issue was Red Bull's late-season push in 2025, where Verstappen was battling for the championship until the very last race. From my perspective, this is where the story gets fascinating. That title fight meant Red Bull was still developing their 2025 car deep into the season, which inevitably ate into their preparation time for 2026. It's like they were so focused on winning the present that they sacrificed a head start on the future. And let's be real, when you're fighting for a championship, it's hard to shift focus, but that's exactly what cost them. What many people don't realize is how much of a ripple effect this has. Red Bull's RB22 arrived in Melbourne a full second off their pace, plagued by reliability issues. Verstappen's sixth place at Albert Park was their best result in that dismal opening stretch. But here's where it gets intriguing: since the Miami Grand Prix, they've introduced major upgrades, halving the deficit to the leaders. In my opinion, this shows just how resilient Red Bull is. They are not just sitting back and accepting defeat, they are fighting back, and that's what makes this sport so compelling. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. Red Bull's slow start isn't just about them, it's part of a broader trend in F1. Teams like McLaren, who were also in the title fight last year, are facing similar struggles. This raises a deeper question: how much does pushing for a championship in one season cost you in the next? It's a trade-off that every team has to navigate, and it's fascinating to see how it plays out. One detail I find fascinating is Waché's honesty about their progress. He didn't sugarcoat it, he acknowledged they are still not where they want to be, but he also emphasized the team's effort to understand and improve. What this really suggests is that Red Bull isn't just relying on their past success, they are actively learning and adapting. And that, to me, is what separates the great teams from the good ones. So, where does this leave us? Red Bull is currently fourth in the constructors' standings, well behind Mercedes and Ferrari. But here's the thing, they are on an upward trajectory. Verstappen has been stressing that they are making progress, and the data backs him up. Personally, I think this season is far from over. If Red Bull keeps this momentum, they could still be a force to reckon with by the end of the year. But here's my closing thought: what if this slow start is actually a blessing in disguise? If you take a step back and think about it, Red Bull is now in a position to innovate and take risks they might not have if they were leading from the front. This could be the catalyst for something truly groundbreaking. So, while their rivals might be celebrating now, I wouldn't count Red Bull out just yet. What do you think? Is Red Bull's slow start a temporary setback or a sign of deeper issues? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Until next time, keep the racing spirit alive.